Hello everyone, welcome back to ProMind classes. Hope that you all are doing well. In today's TED Talk series, we are going to discuss Union Budget 2022. Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi hails that Union Budget 2022 is people-friendly, progressive and will give wings to ambitions of youth. The Union Minister for Finance and Corporate Affairs, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, tabled the Union Budget 2022-23 in Parliament on February 1, 2022. The Union Budget seeks to complement macroeconomy level growth with a focus on microeconomy level all-inclusive welfare. The Finance Minister said India is celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and it has entered into Amrit Kal, the 25-year-long lead up to India at the rate 100. The Finance Minister in Union Budget 2022 speech informed that productivity linked incentive in 14 sectors for achieving the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat has received excellent response, with potential to create 60 lakh new jobs and an additional production of 30 lakh crore during next 5 years. The Budget 2022 states that India's economic growth is estimated at 9.2% to be the highest among all large economies. 60 lakhs new jobs are to be created under the productivity-linked incentive schemes in 14 sectors. PLI schemes have the potential to create an additional production of rupees 30 lakh crore. Entering Amrit Kal, the 25-year-long lead-up to India at the rate 100, the budget provides an impetus for growth along with 4 priorities. PM Gati Shakti, inclusive development, productivity in sunrise sector, energy transitions and climate action. Now we will discuss about the key highlights of budget, and they are as follows. PM Gati Shakti, PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan. The 7 engines that drive PM Gati Shakti are roads, railways, airports, ports, mass transport, waterways, and logistics infrastructure. The scope of PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan will encompass the 7 engines for economy transformation: seamless, multimodal connectivity, and logistic efficiency. The projects pertaining to these 7 engines in the National Infrastructure Pipeline will be aligned with the PM Gati Shakti framework. Road transport National Highway Network is to be expanded by 25,000 km in 2022-23. Rupees 20,000 crore to be mobilized for National Highways network expansion. Multi-modal logistics parks. Contracts to be awarded through PPP mode in 2022-23 for implementation of multi-modal logistic parks at 4 locations. Now let's see what's for Indian Railways in Budget 2022. One station, one product concept to help local businesses and supply chain. 2,000 km of railway network to be brought under Suraksha Kavach. the indigenous world-class technology and capacity augmentation in 2022 to 23. 400 new generation Vande Mataram trains to be manufactured during the next 3 years. 100 PM Gati Shakti cargo terminals for multimodal logistics to be developed during the next 3 years. Parvat Mala National Ropeways Development Program Parvat Mala to be taken up on PPP mode. Contracts to be awarded in 2022 to 23 for 8 ropeway projects of 60-kilometer length. Agriculture Rupees 2.37 lakh crore direct payment to 1.63 crore farmers for procurement of wheat and paddy. Chemical-free natural farming to be promoted throughout the country. The initial focus is on farmers' land in 5-kilometer wide corridors along River Ganga. NABARD to facilitate fund with blended capital to finance startups for agriculture and rural enterprise. Kisan drones for crop assessment, digitization of land records, spraying of insecticides and nutrients. Cane Betwa project 1400 crore outlay for implementation of Cane Betwa link project. 9.08 lakh hectares of farmers land to receive irrigation benefits by Cane Betwa link project. MSME Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Udyam, eShram, NCS and ASEEM portals to be interlinked. 130 lakhs MSMEs provided additional credit under Emergency Credit Linked Guarantee Scheme ECLGS. ECLGS to be extended up to March 2023. Guarantee cover under ECLGS to be expanded by Rs 50,000 crore to a total cover of Rs 5 lakh crore. Rs 2 lakh crore additional credit for micro and small enterprises to be facilitated under the Credit Guarantee Trust for Micro and Small Enterprises. CGTMSE. Rising and accelerating MSME performance RAMP program with an outlay of Rs 6,000 crore to be rolled out. Skill development. Digital ecosystem for skilling and livelihood. Desh Stock, a portal, will be launched to empower citizens to skill, reskill, or upskill through online training. Startups will be promoted to facilitate Drone Shakti and for Drone as a Service. Education. One class, one TV channel program of PME Vidya to be expanded to 200 TV channels. Virtual labs and skilling e-labs to be set up to promote critical thinking skills and a stimulated learning environment. High quality e-content will be developed for delivery through digital teachers. Digital University for World-Class Quality Universal Education with a personalized learning experience to be established. Health, an open platform for national digital health ecosystem to be rolled out. National Tele-Mental Health Program for quality mental health counseling and care services to be launched. A network of 23 telemental health centers of excellence will be set up with NIMHANS being the nodal center and International Institute of Information Technology Bangalore IITB providing technical support. Saksham Anganwadi, integrated benefits to women and children through Mission Shakti, Mission Vatsalya, Saksham Anganwadi, and Poshin 2.0. 2 lakh Anganwadis to be upgraded to Saksham Anganwadis. Har Ghar Nal Se Jal, Rupees 60 crore allocated to cover 3.8 crore household in 2022 to 23 under Har Ghar Nal Se Jal. Housing for all. Rupees 48,000 crores allocated for completion of 80 lakh houses in 2022-23 under PM Awas Yojana. Prime Minister's Development Initiative for Northeast Region, PM Divine. New scheme PM Divine launched to fund infrastructure and social development projects in Northeast. An initial allocation of rupees 1,500 crore made to enable livelihood activities for youth and women come under the scheme. Vibrant Village Program. Vibrant Villages Program for development of border village with a spare population, limited connectivity, and infrastructure on northern border. Banking. 100% of 1.5 lakh post office to come on the CARE banking system. Schedule commercial banks to set up 75 digital banking units DBUs in 75 districts. E-Passport. E-Passport with embedded chip and futuristic technology to be rolled out. Urban planning, modernization of building bylaws, town planning schemes, and transit-oriented development TOD will be implemented. Battery swapping policies to be brought out for setting up charging stations at scale in urban areas. Land records management. Unique land parcel identification number for IT-based management of land records. Accelerated corporate exit. Center for Processing Accelerated Corporate Exit, CPACE, to be established for speedy winding up of companies. AVGC Promotion Task Force. And animation, visual effects, gaming and comic, AVGC Promotion Task Force to be set up to realize the potential of the sector. Telecom sector. Scheme for designed LED manufacturing to be launched to build a strong ecosystem for 5G as a part of production-linked incentive scheme. Export promotions. Special Economy Zone Acts to be replaced with new legislation to enable states to become partners in the development of enterprise and service hubs. Atmanirbhar in defense. 68% of capital procurement budget earmarked for the domestic industry in 2022-23, up from 58% in 2021-22. Defense R&D to be opened up for industry, startups and academia with 25% of defense R&D budget earmarked. Independent nodal umbrella body to be set up for meeting, testing and certification requirements. Sunrise opportunities. Government contribution to be provided for R&D in sunrise opportunities like artificial intelligence, geospatial systems and drones, semiconductor and its ecosystem, space economy, genomics, pharmaceuticals, green energy and clean mobility system. Energy transition and climate action. Additional allocation of rupees 19,500 crore for production linked incentive for the manufacture of high efficiency solar modules to meet the goal of 280 gigawatt of installed solar power by 2030. 5 to 7% biomass pellets to be co-fired in thermal power plant. CO2 savings of 38 MMT annually. Extra income to farmer and job opportunities to locals. Help to avoid stubble burning in agriculture fields. 4 pilot projects to be set up for coal gasification and conversion of coal into chemicals for the industry. Financial support to farmers belonging to scheduled caste and scheduled tribes who want to take up agroforestry. Public capital investment. Public investment to continue to pump prime private investment and demand in 2022 to 23. The outlay for capital expenditure stepped up shortly by 35.4% to rupees 7.50 lakh crore in 2022 to 23 from rupees 5.54 lakh crore in current year. The outlay in 2022 to 23 to be 2.9% of GDP. Effective capital expenditure of central government estimated at rupees 10.68 lakh crore in 2022 to 23, which is about 4.1% of GDP. Gift IFSC. World-class foreign universities and institutions to be allowed in Gift City. An international arbitration center to be set up for timely settlement of disputes under international jurisprudence. Mobilizing resources. Data center and energy storage systems to be given infrastructure status. Venture capital and private equity invested more than rupees 5.5 lakh crore for last year, facilitating one of the largest startup and growth ecosystem. Measures are to be taken to help scale up this investment. Blended funds to be promoted for sunrise sectors. Sovereign green bonds to be issued for mobilizing resources for green infrastructure. Digital rupee. Introduction of digital rupee by Reserve Bank of India starting 2022 to 23. Providing greater fiscal space to states. The enhanced outlay for scheme for financial assistance to states for capital investment. From rupees 10,000 crore in budget estimates to rupees 15,000 crore in revised estimates for the current year. Allocation of rupees 1 lakh crore in 2022 to 23 to assist the state in catalyzing overall investment in economy. 50-year interest-free loans over and above normal borrowings. In 2022-23, states will be allowed a fiscal deficit of 4% of GSDP, of which 0.5% will be tied to power sector reforms. Fiscal management. Budget estimates 2021 to 22 rupees 34.83 lakh crore. Revised estimates 2021 to 22 rupees 37.70 lakh crore. Total expenditure in 2022 to 23 estimated at rupees 39.45 lakh crore. Total receipt other than borrowing in 2022-23 estimated at rupees 22.84 lakh crore. Fiscal deficit in the current year 6.9% of GDP against 6.8% in budget estimates. Fiscal deficit in 2022-23 estimates at 6.4% of GDP. Direct tax proposals in the Indian Budget 2022. To take forward the policy of a stable and predictable tax regime. Vision to establish a trustworthy tax regime. To further simplify the tax system and reduce litigation. Introducing new updated return. Provision to file an updated return on payment of additional tax, while enable the assessed to declare income missed out earlier. Can be filed within 2 years from the end of relevant assessment year. Cooperative societies. Alternate minimum tax paid by cooperatives brought down from 18.5% to 15%. To provide a level playing field between cooperative societies and companies. Surcharge on cooperative societies reduced from 12% to 7% for those having a total income of more than rupees 1 crore and up to rupees 10 crore. Tax reliefs to person with disability. Payment of annuity and lump sum amount from insurance scheme to be allowed to differently able dependent during the lifetimes of parents, guardians, that is on parents and guardians, attaining the age of 60 years. Parity in National Pension Scheme contribution. Tax deduction limit increased from 10% to 14% on employers' contribution to the NPS account of state government employees, brings them at par with central government employees, would help in enhancing social security benefits. Incentives of startups. Period of incorporation extended up by 1 year up to 31st of March 2023 for eligible startups to avail tax benefit. Previously, the period of incorporation was valid up to 31st March 2022. Incentives under concessional tax regime. Last date for commencement of manufacturing or production under Section 115 BAB extended up by 1 year, that is, from 31st March 2023 to 31st March 2024. Scheme for taxation of virtual digital assessment. The specification tax regime for virtual digital assessment was introduced. Any income from the transfer of any virtual digital asset is to be taxed at the rate of 30%. No deduction in respect of any expenditure or allowance to be allowed while computing such income except the cost of extinction. Loss from the transfer of virtual digit assets cannot be set off against any other income. To capture the transaction details, TDS to be provided on payment made in relation to transfer of virtual digit assessment at the rate of 1% of such consideration above a monetary threshold. Gift of virtual digital assist also to be taxed in the hands of recipient. Litigation management. In cases where a question of law is identical to one pending in High Court or Supreme Court, the filing of appeal by the department shall be deferred till such questions of law is decided by the court. To greatly help in reducing repeated litigation between taxpayers and the department. Tax incentives to IFSC. Subjected to specified condition, the following is to be exempt from the tax. Income of a non-resident from offshore derivative instrument. Income from over-the-counter derivatives issued by an offshore banking unit. Income from royalty and interest on account of lease of the ship. Income received from portfolio management service in IFSC. Rationalization of surcharge. Surcharge on AOPs, a construm for to execute a contract capped at 15%. Done to reduce the disparity in surcharge between individual companies and AOPs. Surcharge on long-term capital gaining arising on transfer of any types of assets capped at 15%. To give a boost to startup community. Health and education cess. Any surcharge or cess on income and profits is not allowable as business expenditure. Deterrence against tax evasion. No set-off of any loss to be allowed against undisclosed income detected during search and survey operations. Rationalizing TDS provisions. Benefits passed on to agents as business promotion strategy taxable in hands of agents. A tax deduction is provided to the person giving benefits if the aggregate value of such benefits exceed rupees 20,000 during the financial year. Indirect tax proposal in the Indian Budget 2022. Remarkable progress in GST. GST revenues are buoyant despite the pandemic. Taxpayer deserve applause for this growth. Special Economy Zone. Custom administration of Special Economy Zone to be fully IT driven and functions on Custom National Portal shall be implemented by 30th September 2022. Custom reforms and duty rate changes. Faceless custom has been fully established during the COVID-19 pandemic. Customs formation have done exceptional frontline work against all odds, displaying agility and purpose. Project Import and Capital Goods. Gradually phasing out of concessional rates on capital goods and project imports and applying a moderate tariff of 7.5%. Conducive to the growth of domestic sector and Make in India. Certain exemption for advanced machinery that are not manufactured within the country shall continue. A few exemptions were introduced on inputs like specialized casting, ball screw, and inner motion guide to encourage domestic manufacturing of capital goods. Review of custom exemption and tariff simplification. More than 350 exemption entries proposed to be gradually phased out, like exemption on certain agriculture products, chemicals, fabrics, medical devices and drugs, and medicines for which sufficient domestic capacity exists. Simplifying the custom rates and tariff structure, particularly for sectors like chemicals, textile, and metals, and minimize disputes. Removal of exemption on items which are or can be manufactured in India. Providing consensual duties on the raw materials that goes into the manufacturing of intermediate product. In the line with the objective of Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat. Sector specific proposals in Budget 2022. Electronics. Custom duty rates to be calibrated to provide a graded rate structure to facilitate domestic manufacturing of wearable devices and electronic smart meters. Duty concessions to the part of transformer of mobile phone chargers and camera lens of mobile camera module and certain other items to enable domestic manufacturing of high growth electronic items, gems, and jewelry. Custom duties on cut and polished diamonds and gemstones being reduced to 5%. Nil custom duties to simply swam diamond to give a boost to gem and jewelry sector. A simplified regulatory framework to be implemented by June this year to facilitate the export of jewelry through e-commerce. Custom duties of at least rupees 400 per kg to be paid on imitation jewelry import. To disintensive import of undervalued imitation jewelry. Chemicals. Custom duties on certain critical chemicals, namely methanol, acetic acid, and heavy feedstocks for petroleum refining being reduced. Duty is being raised on sodium cyanide for which adequate domestic capacity exists. This will help in enhancing domestic value addition. MSME. Custom duties on umbrellas being raised to 20%. Exemption to part of umbrellas being withdrawn. Assumption being rationalized on implements and tools for agriculture sector, which are manufactured in India. Custom duty assumption given to steel scrap last year extended for another year to provide relief to MSME secondary steel producer. Certain anti-dumping and CVD on stainless steels and coated steel flat product, bar of alloy steel and high-speed steels are being revoked to tackle prevailing high price of metal in large public interest. Exports. To intensive exports, assumption are being provided on the items such as embellishment, trimming, fasteners, buttons, zipper, lining materials, specified leather, furniture, fitting, and packaging boxes. Duty being reduced on certain inputs required to shrimp aquaculture to promote its export. Tariff measures to encourage the blending of fuel. Unblended fuel to attract an additional differential excise duty of Rs 2 per litre from 1st of October 2022 to encourage the blending of fuel. So, here we have completed with the Union Budget 2022. Hope that you like this video. Do share this video. And thanks a lot for subscribing our channel. If you are new here, then please do subscribe our channel and press the bell icon. So every time we upload a new video, you get notified. Thanks a lot for your precious time over here. Stay tuned with ProMind.